let's jump into this topic dealing with Colin Kaepernick. I saw, we posted a few articles dealing with this on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network, when the story broke on July 2nd. And a lot of news outlets picked up the article from the Wall Street Journal on July 1st. All right. So Nike has pulled a new 4th of July shoe featuring Betsy Ross. Now Betsy Ross is attributed with designing this 13 colony U.S. flag that was adopted as the U.S. flag on June 14, 1777. 1777, June 14th. This is why June 14th is known as Flag Day, okay, National Flag Day. So Nike has pulled a 4th of July shoe featuring Betsy Ross, featuring a Betsy Ross flag for the 13 American colonies, reportedly after former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick expressed concerns, sparking outrage among some conservatives and prompting the Arizona Republican Governor Doug Ducey to announce his state will pull millions of dollars in financial incentives to the company, to Nike. All right. And this is going to cost Arizona about 500 jobs. Okay, so you have to really have a hatred for Colin Kaepernick, and Colin Kaepernick speaking out against this flag on the shoe. You must really have a hatred to cost your citizens jobs. Now, the shoe design drew concern from Colin Kaepernick because the former NFL star said the early flag has connections to slavery. People familiar with the matter told the Wall Street Journal. So I read the article from the Wall Street Journal. The article from the Wall Street Journal is entitled "Nike Nix's Betsy Ross Flag Sneaker After Colin Kaepernick Intervenes." Nike Nix's Betsy Ross flag sneaker after Colin Kaepernick intervenes. This article is from July 1st, 2019. So a lot of the other articles that I read in the different news outlets cited the article from the Wall Street Journal. Now it's important to note, at this time, 1777, 1776, all of the 13 colonies own slaves. All of the 13 colonies have slavery, okay, at this time. This is before the U.S. Constitution is signed. This is before the Philadelphia Convention in the spring of 1787. Now, by the time the U.S. Constitution was signed, September 17, 1787, we know 5 states had already outlawed slavery by 1787. All right, so after images of the shoe were posted online, Colin Kaepernick, a Nike endorser, we know he has a endorsement deal with Nike. Colin reached out to company officials saying that he and others felt the Betsy Ross flag is an offensive symbol because of its connections to an era of slavery, the people said. Now, some users on social media responded to posts about the shoe with similar concerns. Now, Colin Kaepernick, as of the time of the article, the time that the article from the Wall Street Journal came out, declined to comment. And I've read a number of articles, CNBC, Daily Mail. I haven't seen any where Colin Kaepernick commented. Now, in recent years, the Betsy Ross flag, let me know when we're ready for break. In recent years, the Betsy Ross flag has been appropriated by the white nationalist group Identity Evropa, Evropa, and the Ku Klux Klan, who use it to represent a time when slavery was legal in the United States. And those watching on Facebook and YouTube, you see I have my Colin Kaepernick shirt on. I'm not going to stand for a flag that oppresses black people. But the full quote is, I'm not going to stand for a flag that oppresses black people and people of color. That's the full quote. We'll be back in a few minutes, 9-10 a.m. the Superstation, the Future Radio, the African History Network show. I'm Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 9-10 a.m. the Superstation, the Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Sunday, July 7th, 2019. And we're live. Calling numbers 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600 is the calling number if you have a question or comment. I want to let you know, coming up Friday, July 12th, 12 noon to 9 p.m. at the Joseph Walker Williams Community Center. In Detroit, they will have Soul Day. Now, many people in Detroit are familiar with our elder Baba Clarence Harris, affectionately known as Pee Wee, and he is the founder of the original Soul Day. This is taking place at 8431 Rosa Parks Boulevard in Detroit, Michigan. 8431 Rosa Parks Boulevard in Detroit, Michigan, at the Joseph Walker Williams Community Center. It's a free event, Friday, July 12th, 12 noon to 9 p.m. It's a family-friendly, drug and alcohol-free event. Let's see, the 2019 Detroit Soul Day Festival embraces our black culture with performances by the Marvelettes, Larry Lee, and the Back in the Day Band, local talent in the Soul Day talent show, music, dancing, food, networking, and a variety of entertainment throughout the day. To be a vendor, volunteer, or sponsor, call Sanjia at 248-521-4138, 248-521-4138, or Gerald at 313-930-6345. Visit their website, DetroitSoulDay.org, Detroit Soul Day, S-O-U-L, DetroitSoulDay.org for more information. Okay, let's go back to the story dealing with Colin Kaepernick and the Betsy Ross flag Nike shoe. Okay, the name of the shoe is the where is it here? Okay, well, we'll get the actual name of the shoe for you.
Air Max 1.
Yeah, it is the. Okay, I'll get that for you because I had it right here. I don't know where it went.
Air Max 1.
Yeah, the Air Max. Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah, it's the Air Max 1 Quick Strike 4th of July. Okay, so a spokesperson for Nike said in a statement to CNBC, quote, Nike has chosen not to release the Air Max 1 Quick Strike 4th of July as it featured an old version of the American flag. Now, the company added in a later statement that the decision to pull the shoe was, quote, based on concerns that it could unintentionally offend and detract from the nation's patriotic holiday. Okay, end quote. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, the shoes had already been shipped to retailers, and Nike asked for them to be returned. A spokesperson for Colin Kaepernick declined to comment to NBC News. Now, Now, I also heard that some people had already bought the shoes, and they were going online for as much as $2,500. Okay, I'm not sure who would want them, but anyway, I'm going to get to this. So what I find very interesting, right, in all of this conversation, I read numerous articles dealing with this. I saw them talk about it on MSNBC, because I watch MSNBC all day, do research all day. I read articles from NBC News. Nobody talked about the real reason why it's a big problem to have the U.S. flag on the Nike shoes. I'm going to get into that in just a minute. Okay, so now Nike's decision drew complaints from conservatives, most notably the Republican governor of Arizona, Doug Ducey, on Twitter early Tuesday morning. Doug Ducey, governor, announced, he's a Republican, of course, he had ordered the Arizona Commerce Authority, a public-private economic development agency, to withdraw incentives the state offered Nike to build a plant in Goodyear, Arizona. Now, keep in mind that it was Arizona that was the last state in the union to officially recognize Dr. King's Day as a federal holiday. That was Arizona. Remember that. And you remember the song by Public Enemy, By the Time I Get to Arizona? That's what that was about. It was about them protesting Arizona not recognizing Dr. King Day as a national holiday. Okay, so this is Arizona. All right. So Governor Ducey said, quote, today was supposed to be a good day in Arizona with the announcement of a major Nike investment in Goodyear, Arizona. He wrote this, I think, on Twitter. Okay, he went on to say, words cannot express my disappointment. Nike has made its decision, and now we're making ours, end quote. So the deal was only announced on Monday, and this past Monday, and according to city records, would have brought more than 500 full-time jobs to the Phoenix, Arizona suburb of Goodyear, Arizona. Okay, so you're going to sacrifice. Oh, let me continue. Okay, Goodyear, Arizona, Phoenix suburb. The population in Goodyear, Arizona is 82,000 people, and produced over $450 million in economic activity during its first 5 years of operation. All right, so you're going to sacrifice 500 jobs in Goodyear, Arizona, because of you don't like Nike pulling these shoes that were temporary shoes in the first place. The deal was only announced Monday, and according to city records of Goodyear, Arizona, this would have brought more than 500 full-time jobs to the Phoenix suburb of 82,000 people and produced over $450 million in economic activity during its first 5 years of operation. So this is what the Nike plant or whatever it was there in Goodyear would have generated in economic impact. So the Arizona Commerce Authority told NBC News it agrees with and supports Governor Ducey's decision. NBC News reached out to Nike and the city of Goodyear for comment, but did not immediately hear back. Okay, and let me see. I don't know what's going on with Facebook here. All right. Okay. Let's continue here. So Senator Ted Cruz, we all know Senator Ted Cruz, right? Little lack of backbone Ted Cruz, also weighed in on the controversy, scolding Nike on Twitter. Senator Ted Cruz on Twitter said it's a good thing Nike only wants to sell sneakers to people who hate the American flag, end quote. Okay. Now, Nike's partnership with Colin Kaepernick last year drew similar outrage, okay, in 2018. Social media users posted pictures and videos of themselves burning their Nike shoes and various Nike apparel, upset that the shoe company partnered with the former NFL player who has used his platform to draw attention to issues of police brutality and racial injustice. So a lot of these people would like for the NFL players, the NBA players, things like this, they would like for them just to keep their mouths closed, you know, just like Jimmy J.J. Walker wants them to do. Okay, we'll talk about that in the second hour. Right? I find it interesting how people don't want athletes talking about these issues, right? But at the same time, they don't want to address the issues the athletes are complaining about. The same people who want the athletes to shut up about police brutality, racial profiling, structural racism, things like that, the same people that want them to shut up when it comes to those issues don't want to address those issues and why those issues take place, why they exist. Okay? So really what they want you to do is just suffer in silence. That's what this is really about. They just want them to just suffer in silence, okay, and just entertain us, all right? As long as you entertain us and you're a good boy, everything's all right. Okay, so we know Muhammad Ali went through this. We know other athletes went through this. Okay, John Carlos, you know, other athletes have gone through this as well, and it continues. Okay, so let's continue here. 313-778-7600 is the call-in number if you have a question or comment. All right, and something went out, something happened with our Facebook broadcast. So you can watch us on YouTube, Michael Imhotep, Imhotep. Is that my guess? Okay, I don't know. Okay. You can watch us on YouTube, Michael Imhotep, Imhotep. All right. Okay, so 313-778-7600 is the call-in number if you have a question or comment. And let's continue here. Okay, she's trying to call in now. All right, we'll have Queen Thais on here in just a minute. Okay, so Nike's partnership with Colin Kaepernick last year drew similar conservative outrage. Social media users posted pictures and videos of themselves burning their Nikes, upset that the shoe company partnered with Colin Kaepernick, okay, who used his platform to draw attention to issues of police brutality and racial injustice. Now, Colin Kaepernick is 31 years old, according to the article from the Wall Street Journal, and last played in the NFL in 2016. The season that was the season he began kneeling on the field during the national anthem to call attention to social injustices and racial inequality. All right. Now, at first he was sitting on the bench. Okay. At first he was sitting on the bench, and then he took the kneeling. But keep in mind, the reason why he and Eric Reed, who was his teammate for the San Francisco 49ers, the reason why they took to kneeling is because a former NFL player who played for, I think it was the Green Bay Packers, or Seattle Seahawks, one of them, Nate Boyer. Nate Boyer is former military, and he had a 90-minute meeting with them, and he said, we have to figure out a way to put the focus back on why it is that you're protesting. So he suggested to them that they take a knee instead of sitting on the bench, because kneeling in the military is a sign of respect. That's where the kneeling came from. That's where taking a knee came from. Okay? It came from ex-military man. So, and also people have to keep in mind that they have a First Amendment right also to protest. They're protesting silently. They're taking a knee. And I find it, odd when you have a lot of people who, they were booing when during the national anthem when players were taking a knee in the NFL. They were complaining about it, things like this. But at the same time, how many of those people, when they are at a sports bar and a game comes on and the national anthem comes on, how many of those people stand for the national anthem at a sports bar? How many of those same people complaining stand for the national anthem when they are sitting at home in their living room and watching a football game? And the other thing people have to understand is the players don't get paid to stand for the national anthem either. So I just find the whole argument hypocritical. So Colin Kaepernick, former San Francisco 49ers quarterback, has gone unsigned since he became a free agent, along with former teammate Eric Reed. In February 2019, they settled their collusion grievances that alleged that the NFL and its teams conspired to keep them unsigned because of their outspoken political views. The settlement was for less than $10 million, the Wall Street Journal previously reported. Now, here's what people don't want to talk about, okay? The biggest problem, however, with the Nike Air Max 1 Quick Strike 4th of July shoe is not the type of U.S. flag that is on the shoe. The biggest problem is the fact that the flag is on the shoe in the first place. Why is this? Because having the U.S. flag, either the one from 1777 with the 13 colonies, or the current U.S. flag, or any of them, having the U.S. flag on a shoe or a piece of clothing is a direct violation of the 1923 U.S. Flag Code. Senator Ted Cruz didn't talk about this. Governor Ducey of Arizona didn't talk about this. I saw them talk about it on MSNBC. None of them talked about this. This is a direct violation of the 1923 U.S. Flag Code. Okay, you've heard me talk about this before. So this goes once again into how Americans disrespect the flag on a daily basis, but then want to attack NFL players for taking a knee during the national anthem. And taking a knee is a sign of respect from the military. The fact of the matter is that Americans disrespect the flag on a daily basis and think nothing of it. So if we look at this article from NBCnews.com called the flag clothing you're buying for July 4th is technically illegal. The flag clothing you're buying for July 4th is technically illegal. This is from NBCnews.com, July 2nd, 2019. And in the article, it talks about how under the U.S. flag code, any clothes with the flag on it are technically illegal. Every item of apparel that they're wearing that has an American flag on it, shirt, shorts, bikini, hat, technically is in violation of the 1923 U.S. flag code, said Mark Leepson, Leepson, author of the book Flag, An American Biography. The federal flag code says that, quote, the flag should never be used for advertising purposes in any manner whatsoever, end quote. Now, in the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., according to the U.S. flag code, a flag being, quote, printed, painted, attached, or otherwise placed a representation on any article of merchandise for the purposes of advertising is a misdemeanor and can lead to a fine of $100 or imprisonment of less than 30 days. This is U.S. flag code. Now, however, there is no flag police. But I find it interesting that the governor of Arizona didn't talk about how the Nike shoe is a direct violation of the U.S. flag code. I find it interesting that a sitting U.S. senator who talks about being so patriotic didn't say this is a violation of the U.S. flag code. None of these conservatives said that. I find it interesting and hypocritical. On MSNBC, they didn't say it. I don't understand this. And I saw coverage of it. They didn't talk about this article from NBC News. Nike pulls Betsy, the flag clothing you're buying for July 4th is technically illegal. I saw them discussing the shoe, but they didn't talk about this article. How did I know about this? I don't work for NBC News or MSNBC. I don't. This stuff is not coming together. I don't understand it. There's a total disconnect here. I'm just sitting back watching this. I'm like, this is unbelievable. Okay. 313-778-7600 is the call-in number. If you have a question or comment, 313-778-7600 is the call-in number if you have a question or comment, okay? And now, there's another big article from HuffingtonPost.com. I've talked about this before. It's from September 24th, 2017, okay? This one is called, Here Are Some Ways People Disrespect the Flag Daily Based on Flag Code. Here are some ways people disrespect the U.S. flag daily based upon flag code. Okay? So check out that article also, because when you have, we'll go to Queen Thais here in just a minute. Okay, so have you ever used a disposable picnic plate with a U.S. flag on it? Okay. The flag code frowns on that. The U.S. flag is never supposed to be on anything that's disposable. Paper plates, paper cups, paper napkins. This is based upon the U.S. flag code from 1923. It's not supposed to be used as clothing. It's not supposed to be, you should not have U.S. flag bathing suits, U.S. flags, leggings. All this stuff is a violation of the U.S. flag code. When I fly on Southwest Airlines, I like Southwest, okay? When I fly on Southwest Airlines, the pilots wear American flag ties. That's a direct violation of the U.S. flag code. Okay, so Americans disrespect the flag on a daily basis. Okay, so check out this article also. This is from HuffingtonPost.com. I just find this interesting, right? Senators didn't talk about this, Here are some ways people disrespect the flag daily based on flag code. Okay, HuffingtonPost.com. Check out that article also.